What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Wildcat Cave. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a preview of the 2021-2022 UK basketball team. The Duke game and the Champions Classic is just 2 weeks away now, so it's coming up fast. If you're looking for statistics, it's not going to be in this video. I'm not going to be going over everybody's averages and percentages. If you want that, I have a basketball video I posted a while back. Go back and check that out, and that will give you all the statistics you guys could want. In this video, I'm going to be focusing mostly on the blue-white game and the eye test. What did I see and what did I like from especially the newcomers to this team? But before we get into that, make sure if you haven't already to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when all other UK football and UK basketball videos are dropping, as well as other SEC content. And remember, we're trying to get to 500 subscribers before the Mississippi State game. If we can do that, you guys will get to choose a topic for a video on this channel. And stick around to the end of this video, guys. I wouldn't say that it's scoop, but I have some information that maybe not the average UK fan knows, and it could be really big for not only this basketball season, but next basketball season as well. So stick around to the end for that. So getting into the video, guys, first things first, congratulations at GamerDad. You guys know that I run contests every week to predict the score to a game. He was the closest this week with Ole Miss beating LSU 31-17. He predicted 40-23. He was the closest. So congratulations, GamerDad. Make sure everybody stays tuned to the next video where you will have your chance to comment the score of the Kentucky-Mississippi State game and get a shout out as well. So again, congratulations and good luck moving forward. Starting here with the guards, guys, we have Severe Wheeler, the transfer from Georgia, the freshman Ty Washington, 6-year senior Davion Mintz, the Davidson transfer who's already scored 2,000 points, Kellen Grady, the hometown kid Dante Allen, and the Iowa transfer in CJ Frederick. Starting at the top with Severe Wheeler, in the blue-white game he had 11 points, 11 assists. He's going to be a starter for this team. Cal even went as far to say so. He is the guy, he's like an Ashton Higgins type to me. He's a small, undersized guard. He can get to the rim and finish when he needs to, but his thing is defense and facilitating. He is your more traditional point guard. He doesn't look to score first. He looks to pass and get guys open and put the team in the right spot to score the ball. And I wouldn't say he's as good as Higgins on defense, but he's going to be on their best guard. He's a good defender. And the thing with him is we have so much scoring on this team, we don't need him to be the 20-point-a-night guy. If he can average like 12 and 7, we'll be okay. He is going to be the guy the offense runs through and puts everyone else in the right position. Next, we have Ty Washington. He had 24 and 10, so obviously he can score. He's going to be a star, guys, I promise you. He is not like freshmen of the past. Don't let last year's struggles cloud your judgment of all 5-star freshmen. Out of the 12 years Cal's been here, we've had 2 years where the freshmen didn't really pan out. This is not one of those. Ty is legit. He's going to be a star here, and he can score the ball from all 3 levels. He's able to get to the rim. He can hit like the 15-foot pull-up floaters, and we saw in Big Blue Madness 3-point contest and in the blue-white game, he can knock down the 3 at a high clip as well. So I expect a lot from him this year. I think he's going to step up and be that 5-star guard that Cal is so used to having when we have success. So I'm really, really excited about Ty Washington. Next, we have the 6-year senior Davion Mintz. He went for 13 points in the blue-white game. Like I said, a 6-year senior. And the thing with him is you know what you're getting. You're not going to have to wonder, is he going to go out there and play good or bad tonight? He's going to be a constant, level, solid player for us all season long. The thing about Davion is he's going to be able to take loads off of other guys. If Ty is having a bad night, Davion will be that rock that comes in and is able to play the point guard, play the shooting guard, hit the open threes, knock down shots, and kind of be the catalyst for the offense when it's needed. We know what we're getting with him night in and night out, and it is super important for teams, especially with freshmen, to have a guy like that. Next is Kellen Grady. He had 16 points in the blue-white game, but to me personally, he didn't look comfortable all the time. He didn't always look ready or in the flow of the offense. There had been reports that he struggled with the pace of the game early when he first got on campus, but that has kind of resolved itself. I don't know that has fully resolved itself. He is a really good spot-up shooter. When he was ready and he had his feet set and he was ready to shoot the ball, he would hit the open threes. And he can do that at an extremely high rate. He, to me, is going to be a very streaky player. He is either going to hit 5 threes a game or he's going to go 1 for 8. I just don't really know if there's much of an in-between for him. He's going to be a plug-and-play guy where he comes in, hits threes, and if he's not hitting threes, he won't get a lot of playing time. The good thing about him is he has already scored 2,000 points in his college career, so he has proven himself. He can be more consistent than what I'm giving him credit for, but just the way he looked in the blue-white game didn't look comfortable 100% of the time. Next is Dante Allen. Also scored 16 points, and it was watching it, I didn't really quite realize that he scored 16, but he did. It's going to be hard for him to get playing time with all of these guards at his position with that much depth, talent, and experience on the team already ahead of him. Again, a plug-and-play guy. When, Washington and Grady are struggling to hit threes, that is when he will have his chance. And when he comes in, just as it has been for Dante Allen his entire time at Kentucky, he has to make the most of the opportunities he is given. So when he comes in, he has to be able to hit shots, and he has to be able to play defense. If he can do that, he will find himself getting more playing time, but if not, with this much talent and depth and experience on this team, it's going to be hard for him this season. And finally, C.J. Frederick. He didn't play in the blue-white game. He's still nursing a leg injury. If you want to know more about him, go watch some of my other videos for the stats and the breakdowns of his three-point shooting and stuff. But again, another sharpshooter from the outside for Kentucky. We are deep from three, which is something Cal has not had. As far as guards go, I don't know what more you could want. You have the traditional point guards, the knockdown shooters, the versatile guys, athletic guys that can get to the rim. I don't know what more you could want from a position group more than we have here. Next, we're going to move on to the forwards. We have Keon Brooks returning for his third season, the freshman Bryce Hopkins, Jacob Toppin coming back, and Damian Collins. So for these guys, Keon, he had 20 points, 7 rebounds. Again, not a guy that I was recognizing that he scored so much in the blue-white game, but a really good showing for him. He is the guy that is going to bring experience to the program. He's going to be that vocal leader in the locker room and on the floor when things start to go bad. He's going to be the guy that they rally around, and he is going to go make the tough rebounds and the tough shots to give the team life. He's not the most talented player on the team. He's not the best shooter on the team, but he might be the most important for those reasons. One thing I did realize is that it looked like his mid-range and three-point shooting has improved some from last season. He was a little inconsistent, from the free throw line in last year. He did hit some threes last season, but it seemed like he has put in some work and got better in those areas. Next, Bryce Hopkins. He had 18 and 10 in the game, but before we start, I have to apologize to him and to you guys. In one of my other videos, I said that I didn't know he would get playing time with Collins and Keon and Toppin ahead of him. He's going to get playing time. This dude is legit. Last year we heard a lot about Isaiah Jackson being better than we thought. That's what we're seeing with Bryce Hopkins right now. He's developed really well, and he is able to really, really stretch the floor with as big as he is. He went 3 for 5 from 3 in the blue-white game. He's going to be able to play that 3-4 position, that stretch 4, and if we're going big, he can even move up to the 3. So that's really good, not only for him, but for playing time. When you're able to play more than one position, you have a lot more chance to see the floor. He could play his way into a draft pick. I really like him. He's super long and athletic. He can play in a rotation that if Cal wants to go small, he can play that 4 or potentially even a 5. And if Cal wants to run a bigger lineup, he can play that 3 or 4 position in that as well. So he is really versatile, long, athletic, and can knock down threes and stretch the floor in open lanes. So I like Bryce Hopkins. I think we're going to see a lot of him this year. Next, Jacob Toppin, again, nursing an injury right now, should be good to go by the Champions Classic, so he did not play. We know what he is. He won the dunk contest in Big Blue Madness. He's super athletic, and he's the hustle player, diving on the floor for balls and making some of the hustle plays other guys aren't going to do. And then finally here with Damian Collins. 22 points, 7 rebounds, not a bad outing for him. He also shot 3 for 4 from 3. So, again, a big dude that can knock down the jumpers. We saw that with the Anthony Davis types. Now, I'm not saying that these guys are Anthony Davis. I don't think they're that good. But having a big man that can stretch the floor in open lanes, especially when you have a guy like Oscar down low, is essential. Both of these guys will get their shots. I think Bryce Hopkins might be ahead of Damian Collins right now. But Damian Collins is no doubt going to get his shot. He is more of your typical 4 as opposed to like a stretch 3 or stretch 4. He is more of your traditional 4. He's not quite big enough to play the 5, though he could if needed. He's able to, get everyone out. What he is able to do is move the floor out and open lanes for guards and others to get to the rim, as well as it opens cutting lanes for himself. So he, again, like Bryce Hopkins, is going to get his playing time, and he's going to have a chance to make an impact this season. Moving on to the 2 centers we have with Oscar Tshiebwe and Lance Ware. Oscar Tshiebwe scored 25 and 21. I think this dude is going to be a fan favorite for this Kentucky team this season. And not only that, I think he's going to be key for this Kentucky team this season. I think we have enough guards to get us through the next 3 years. But Oscar is a big physical center. And the thing about him is while he does score really well and really efficiently, he led the team in scoring and rebounding for the blue-white game. He takes pride in his defensive game and his rebounding. He said that he wants to average 10 offensive rebounds a game for the Cats. That number is insane to even set as a goal. I mean, 10 rebounds is a good enough goal, but 10 offensive rebounds is almost impossible to do. But watching the game, I mean, there's no reason he can't. He's going to be the guy playing bully ball down low. He scores really efficiently around the rim, and he's able to block or alter shots around the rim as well. So it's good to have a guy like that down there. If you're guarding him or you're playing him, I mean, good luck rebounding against him and good luck stopping him from scoring. Like I said, it could be the key for this team when it comes March and, guys are having bad days shooting. He is going to be the anchor down low for this team. Now, Lance Ware also had 20 and 10 in the blue-white game. He is going to be the guy that just comes in when Oscar gets in foul trouble. I like Lance Ware. I really do. He's going to come in when Oscar is tired or needs a break or is in foul trouble in the first half or something. Now, while Lance Ware might not be at the talent level of Oscar, what he does do really well is the hustle plays. He does the dirty work for the Cats. He goes in there and he bangs down low and he dives and he scratches and claws and fights for loose balls. That's what he is good for on this team. That's why he is going to see some playing time. And on top of that, I did see some improvement. Last year, Lance Ware, he drove me absolutely crazy. Couldn't catch a ball, couldn't finish at the rim. And from what I've seen, he has improved all of those things. He was able to finish, obviously scored 20 points. He had 10 rebounds, so he's able to go up and grab balls now. So I think his development may just come at a bad time with Oscar on the roster right now. But, once Oscar leaves, that's when Lance Ware will be that Oscar Tshiebwe type moving forward. Now, so that wraps up the individual positions here. Now for the big news here at the end of the video. Shaedon Sharpe. He is the number 1 player in the class of 2022, and he's already committed to Kentucky. He's in the class with Sky Clark and Chris Livingston. What would probably end up being the number 1 recruiting class next season. And on top of that, he is likely to end up being the number 1 draft pick in that class as long as he performs well at Kentucky. Now, he is talking about reclassifying. We had heard it before that he was thinking about coming in January and practicing with the team, and there was some worry that if he comes in January, he would just practice and leave for the draft next year and never really play at Kentucky. It seems like he wouldn't have been eligible for the draft if he did that. So there was no real worries there moving forward after we realized there was no eligibility for the draft. He would have to play the next full year. Now, where the interesting part comes in is that he is now talking about being on campus within 2 weeks. If he does that, you have to assume, one, he's going to the draft next year, and two, that he wouldn't just come this early to just practice. He would play this season. Now, there's a lot of pros and cons about this situation if he does come in the next 2 weeks or so before the Duke game. The cons. One, it obviously takes away from the 2022 team. He's the best player in the country, and it would hurt us. It would hurt that team, not only in recruiting, but just overall on the floor. It hurts when you don't have the number one player in the country anymore. Two, this roster is already super deep. I mean, you've seen it. We had 6 guards I went through. And all of them are really talented and deserve playing time. And finally, he would be using UK, for the NBA. And it would feed into all of you haters that just say Cal only cares about the NBA and letting this kid come in early, play, and then go to the draft. Outside of his, he'd be foregoing his senior year of high school. So those are the cons. Depending on how you look at it, it's bad, but it could be worse. At least you see him. The pros for him coming is obviously you're adding the best player in the country. You're adding the best player in the country to an already good team. If you do that, you have to think you're a national title favorite. Very least, I think this team is already a contender without him. So if you add the best player in the country to this team, I think you have no reason not to, be a Final Four championship level team. Next, it could be big for NIL. This is obviously one of the reasons he would want to do this, come make money. And you see it with Ty Washington now and some dudes on the football team. NIL is starting to become a very big thing, especially in recruiting. So he's going to come here, and if he can sign a big deal or two, that will help recruiting in the future down the road for Kentucky. And finally, if you don't let him come now, whether he plays or not, you may never see him. And in my opinion, it is better to have him at least on campus than never to see him at all. Because if you say no, you're not just going to come here and fast track your way to the NBA draft. He goes somewhere else and does the same, and now Kentucky doesn't get the credit for it. So overall, if you're Kentucky, you have to keep him. If he does come and play this season, I think you're a national title contender. If he doesn't and he stays until next year, then I think that team still is really good, and this team is still really good and has a chance. But the worst case scenario is he comes, never plays, and leaves. I hope that doesn't happen, because I said if he plays, I think we can really, really win the title. I think we can without him, but with him, I think it gets you that much closer to the Chet Holmgren and Gonzaga team. All right, guys, so that is all for this video. Make sure you comment your biggest takeaway from the blue-white game, as well as your favorite player on this team and your shade and sharp opinion down in the comments section. I'm really interested to see what you guys think about this team and the shade and sharp news. As always, if you're not already, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell for all basketball and football-related videos. And so we reached the 500 subscriber mark by Mississippi State. That game is on the 30th. Let's get there so you guys can choose a topic for the video. And like this video if you think Kentucky is going to win number 9 this season. And go Cats.